The European Broadcasting Union is an alliance of public service media entities, established on 12 February 1950. As of 2015, the organization comprises 73 active members in 56 countries, and 34 associate members from a further 20 countries. Most EU states are part of this organization and therefore EBU has been subject to supranational legislation and regulation. It also hosted debates between candidates for the European Commission presidency for the 2014 parliamentary elections but is unrelated to the institution itself. It is best known for producing the Eurovision Song Contest. General description. Members of the EBU are radio and television companies, most of which are government-owned public service broadcasters or privately owned stations with public service missions. Active members come from as far north as Iceland and as far south as Egypt, from Ireland in the west and Azerbaijan in the east, and almost every nation from geographical Europe in between. Associate members are from countries and territories beyond Europe, such as Canada, Japan, Mexico, India, and Hong Kong. Associate members from the United States include ABC, CBS, NBC, the Corporation for Public Broadcasting, Time Warner, and the only individual station, Chicago-based classical music station WFMT. Active members are those paying EBU members meeting all technical criteria for full membership, whose states are either within the European Broadcasting Area or members of the Council of Europe. Syria is an example of a country within the EBA not complying with all technical criteria for full membership, and thus it is currently only granted associated membership. The EBU's highest-profile production is the Eurovision Song Contest, organized by its Eurovision network. The Eurovision network also organizes the Eurovision Dance Contest, the Junior Eurovision Song Contest, the Eurovision Young Dancers Competition, and other competitions for young musicians and screenwriters, which are modeled along similar lines. The countries represented in the EBU also cooperate to create documentaries and children's programming. Radio collaborations include Euroclassic Notturno, a Euro and overnight classical music stream, produced by BBC Radio 3 and broadcast in the United Kingdom as Through the Night a Euro, and special theme days, such as the annual Christmas music relays from around Europe. Most EBU broadcasters have a group deal to carry the Olympics and FIFA World Cup. Another annually recurring event which is broadcast across Europe through the EBU is the Vienna New Year's concert. The theme music played before EBU broadcasts is Marc-Antoine Charpentier's Prelude to Te Deum. It is well known to Europeans as it is played before and after the Eurovision Song Contest and other important events. History. The EBU was a successor to the International Broadcasting Union that was founded in 1929 and had its administrative headquarters in Geneva and technical office in Brussels. It fostered programming exchanges between members and mediated technical disputes between members that were mostly concerned with frequency and interference issues. It was in effect taken over by Nazi Germany during the Second World War, and when the conflict ended in the eyes of the Allies it was a compromised organization that they could not trust. In the spring of 1946 representatives of the Soviet Radio Committee proposed forming a new organization. However, at the same time preparations were being made for an intergovernmental Euro-OE European Broadcasting Conference Euro in Copenhagen in 1948 to draw up a new plan for frequency use in the European broadcasting area. It was considered necessary to have an organization that could implement the Euro-OE Copenhagen wavelength plan Euro, but there was disagreement among broadcasters and particularly a fear expressed by the BBC that a new association might be dominated by the USSR and its proposal to give each of its constituent states one vote. France proposed that it would have 4 votes with the inclusion of its North African colonies. Great Britain felt it would have little influence with just 1 vote. On June 27, 1946, the Alternative International Broadcasting Organization was founded with 26 members and without British participation. The following day the IBU met in General Assembly and an attempt was made to dissolve it but failed. Though 18 of its 28 members left to join the IBO. For a period of time in the late 1940s both the IBU and IBO vied for the role of organizing frequencies, but Britain decided to be involved in neither. The BBC attempted but failed to find suitable working arrangements with them. However, for practical purposes the IBO rented the IBU Technical Centre in Brussels and employed its staff. The BBC then proposed a new solution based on the IBO changing its constitution so there will be only one member per ITU country, thus ensuring a Western majority over the USSR and its satellite states. In August 1949 a meeting took place in Stresa, Italy, but it resulted in disagreement between delegates on how to resolve the problems. One proposal was for the European broadcasting area to be replaced by one that would exclude Eastern Europe, the Levant and North Africa. After Stresa, a consensus emerged among the Western Europeans to form a new organisation and the BBC proposed it be based in London. Meetings in Paris on October 31 and November 1, 1949 sealed the fate of the IBU and IBO, but it was decided not to allow West Germany to be a founder of the new organisation. On February 13, 1950 the European Broadcasting Union has its first meeting with 23 members from the ITU-defined European Broadcasting Area at the Imperial Hotel in Torquay, England. The first president was Ian Jacob of the BBC, who remained at the helm for 10 years while its operation was largely dominated by the BBC due to its financial, technical and staff input. The most important difference between the EBU and its predecessors was that EBU membership was for broadcasters and not to governments. Early delegates said EBU meetings were cordial and professional and very different from the abrupt tone of its predecessors. West Germany was admitted in 1951 and a working relationship forged with the use for a Euro unregistered trademark S Organisation for International Radio and TV, which existed in parallel with the EBU until its merger in 1993. The first co-production was the animated series The Animals of Farthingwood from 1993 based on the books of the same title by Colin Dann. The second animated collaboration was Noah's Island from 1997 and more recently, Pit and Cantrop. Another important EBU program is Je sans frontières. Technical activities. The objective of the EBU's technical activities is simply to assist EBU members in this period of unprecedented technological changes. This includes provision of technical information to members via conferences and workshops, as well as in written form. The EBU also encourages active collaboration between its members on the basis that they can freely share their knowledge and experience, thus achieving considerably more than individual members could achieve by themselves. Much of this collaboration is achieved through project groups which study specific technical issues of common interest. For example, EBU members have long been preparing for the revision of the 1961 Stockholm Plan. The EBU places great emphasis on the use of open standards. Widespread use of open standards ensures interoperability between products from different vendors, as well as facilitating the exchange of program material between EBU members and promoting horizontal markets for the benefit of all consumers. EBU members in the EBU Technical Department have long played an important role in the development of many systems used in radio and television broadcasting, such as the AES EBU Digital Audio Interface, formerly known as AES-3. Serial and parallel interfaces for digital video. RDS the radio data system used on FM broadcasting. The EBU loudness recommendation R128 and EBU mode meters. The EBU has also actively encouraged the development and implementation of digital audio broadcasting through Eureka Project 147 and the World DAB Forum. Digital video broadcasting through the DVB project and GTAG. Digital radio in the bands currently used for AM broadcasting through DRM. Standardization of PVR systems through the TV Anytime Forum. Development of other content distribution networks on the Internet through P2P TV. EBU Project Group DP2P, from November 2007 to April 2008, with a trial of selected member channels, thanks to Octoshape's distribution platform. The EBU is also part of the European P2P Next project. Greek state broadcaster controversy of 2013 On June 11, 2013, the Greek government shut down the state broadcaster ERT, at short notice, citing government spending concerns related to the euro crisis. In response, the European Broadcasting Union set up a makeshift studio on the same day, near the former ERT offices in Athens, in order to continue providing EBU members with the news gathering and broadcast relay services which had formerly been provided by ERT. The EBU put out a statement expressing its profound dismay at the shutdown, urged the Greek Prime Minister to use all his powers to immediately reverse this decision, and offered the advice, assistance and expertise necessary for ERT to be preserved. Starting on May 4, 2014, the new Hellenic radio, internet and television broadcaster began nationwide transmissions, taking over ERT's vacant active membership slot in the EBU. On June 11, 2015, 2 years after its closure. Specifically, NERET SA closed and reopened ERT-SA, a comprehensive program to all radio stations and 4 TV channels: ERT1, ERT2, ERT3 and ERT-HD. Members. The active member list as of May 2014, comprised the following 73 broadcasting companies from 56 countries. Past active members EBU membership applications Below is a table of broadcasting networks who have submitted applications for active EBU membership and are either still under review, or have had their applications rejected. Associate members Any group or organization member of the International Telecommunication Union, which provide a radio or television service outside of the European broadcasting area, are permitted to submit applications to the EBU for associate membership. Countries which have this status also pay an annual fee to maintain this status. If a fee is not paid, then their associate membership is revoked. It was also noted by the EBU that any country that is granted associate member status does not include any access into the Eurovision system. The list of associate members of EBU comprised the following 34 broadcasting companies from 20 countries as of January 2014. Approved participant members Any groups or organizations from a country with International Telecommunication Union membership, which do not qualify for either the EBU's active or associate memberships, but still provide a broadcasting activity for the EBU, are granted a unique approved participants membership, which lasts approximately 5 years. An application for this status may be submitted to the EBU at any given time, providing an annual fee is paid. The following 7 EBU broadcast members had status as approved participants in December 2014. Organized events. The EBU, in cooperation with the respective host broadcaster, organizes competitions and events in which its members can participate, if they wish to do so. These include Eurovision Song Contest The Eurovision Song Contest is an annual international song competition that was first held in Lugano, Switzerland, on May 24, 1956. 7 countries participated each, submitting 2 songs, for a total of 14. This was the only contest in which more than one song per country was performed. Since 1957, all contests have allowed 1 entry per country. The 1956 contest was won by the host nation, Switzerland. In this competition, only countries that are members of the EBU can participate. The first winner was Switzerland, and the most recent is Sweden. Junior Eurovision Song Contest Junior Eurovision Song Contest is an annual international song competition that was first held in Copenhagen, Denmark, on November 15, 2003. 16 countries participated each, submitting 1 song, for a total of 16 entries. The 2003 contest was won by Croatia and the current winner is Italy. Eurovision Young Musicians Eurovision Young Musicians is a competition for European musicians that are younger than 19 years old. It is organized by the EBU and is a member of EMCY. The televised competition is held every 2 years, with some countries holding national heats. Since its foundation in 1982, the Eurovision Young Musicians competition has become one of the most important music competitions on an international level. The first competition was held in Manchester, United Kingdom on May 11, 1982. Eurovision Dance Contest The Eurovision Dance Contest was an international dancing competition that was held for the first time in London, United Kingdom on September 1, 2007. The competition was repeated in 2008 when it was held in Glasgow, United Kingdom, but has not been held since. Eurovision Young Dancers equals. The Eurovision Young Dancers is a biennial dance showcase broadcast on television throughout Europe. The first competition was held in Reggio Emilia, Italy on June 16, 1985. It uses a format similar to the Eurovision Song Contest. Every country that is a member of the EBU has had the opportunity to send a dance act to compete for the title of Eurovision Young Dancer. The act can be either a solo act or a dance couple, and all contestants must be between the ages of 16 and 21 years and not professionally engaged. The winner is chosen by television viewers across the EBU through a real-time, electronic and on-screen voting mechanism. Let the People Sing equals. Let the People Sing is a biennial choir competition, the participants of which are chosen from radio recordings entered by EBU radio members. The final, encompassing 3 categories and around 10 choirs, is offered as a live broadcast to all EBU members. The overall winner is awarded the Silver Rose Bowl. Je Sans Frontières equals. Je Sans Frontières was a Europe-wide television game show. In its original conception, it was broadcast from 1965 to 1999 under the auspices of the EBU. The original series run ended in 1982 but was revived in 1988 with a different complexion of nations and was hosted by smaller broadcasters. European Sports Championships equals. The European Sports Championships is a multi-sport event involving some of the leading sports in Europe. The European governing bodies for athletics, swimming, cycling, rowing and triathlon, will coordinate their individual championships as part of the first edition in the summer of 2018, hosted by the cities of Berlin and Glasgow. See also, Asia Pacific Broadcasting Union, BBC World News, Caribbean Broadcasting Union, Commonwealth Broadcasting Association, Commonwealth Press Union, Europe by Satellite, North American Broadcasters Association, Organisation Cube de Television Cube de Ibero-Americana, TV5 Monde, WRN Broadcast. References. Notes. External links, EBU website.